It always strikes me as interesting in all the gospel narratives about the birth of Jesus, no ordinary people that one would expect, come to visit or to see the baby. None of the neighbors bring a casserole. The innkeeper doesn't come. Elizabeth and John the Baptist don't show up after Mary spent months with them. Joseph must have had siblings who also had to go to Bethlehem for the census. We don't hear anything about uncles and aunts visiting. No ordinary people show up to congratulate them on the birth of their child. But shepherds find their way, who are kind of out there. They're living in the hills, and it's a very dirty occupation, and they somehow find their way to visit. And in the gospel today, we have these astrologers, philosophers, important people from distant lands coming in a caravan because they are so wowed by the birth of this child. And of course, the gospel writers are writing to remind us of certain points, not to exact historical records from the time. And so Matthew wants us to be sure that we realize that this Feast of the Epiphany means that this child was going to have an influence over the whole world, not just the neighbors and the relatives and the family members, but this child was going to have an impact that would far surpass the imaginable. And so here we are, 2,000 years later, recognizing that the birth of this child in Bethlehem has touched the lives of thousands of people way in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. And what an amazing reality that is. And that is why we wanted to do the survey on the Feast of the Epiphany, because now we are the shepherds and the magi. We are the ones who have seen the Christ child, who have embraced God's love, and we are the ones who are now sent to proclaim the marvels that we have experienced. Like the shepherds and the magi, we are sent forth with this gigantic wow to share with neighbors and coworkers and friends and others. And so we want to be the best at doing that. We want to be the best parish community that we can be. We want to make sure that if we are heralding the good news to friend and foe, that we do the best job we can. How can our parish community be the best? How can we be inspired to be the greatest? To be on fire, to share the marvels of what we have witnessed this Christmas. So it was with great intent that we do the survey this weekend. It is our call to do what we can to be the best, so that we can wow our neighbors, our coworkers, our family and friends with what we have seen this Christmas.